Oh my god. We should do Tomi Lahren. Let's get her out of the way. Her video is short.
Is it that one?
Yeah. Here we go.
This has really become a 2016 political.
Yeah, and this was ripped off of Facebook.
Yeah. You know, honestly, that's where a lot of her videos go. Like, sometimes they end up on YouTube, but I'm more likely to find all of her videos on Facebook. That's the kind of star she is.
This has really
She's Facebook famous.
The Blaze famous.
become a 2016 political wedge issue. We see Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton talking about the minimum wage oftentimes. Do you think that they really care, or is this just something to get the low-informed voter to cast their vote for the Democrats?
Why does she exist?
To sell sex and stupidity.
I mean,
That's what she says.
she's like the worst newscaster ever, and that's saying something.
She really is. That's why I pick her videos, honestly. And that is something I'll give her. To me, she's very unique. She stands out, not in a good way, but I mean, I use her clips a lot more than other people.
Yeah, she's unique like the Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, that's the level you're on. I'm sorry, Tomi. But yeah, I don't even understand the point of this argument. Like, do the Democratic candidates actually believe in raising the minimum wage, or are they just using this for votes?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
where is this even coming from? Does it matter? Like, of course they're using it to get votes. They're politicians.
yeah, exactly.
No shit. Even Bernie Sanders, who I like and is all about like integrity, he's fucking out for votes.
Is this politician running his campaign on looking for votes?
And yeah, it makes sense that if
More
you
at
say
6.
things and you promise things for your campaign that the voters like, yeah, of course they're going to do that. You're not going to have some candidate come out and say, "I will rape your puppy. That's my platform."
The puppies will be raped.
Yay, votes for him.
Exactly.
Ugh, who's this squinty?
I think it's a really perverse situation.
Yeah, who's this guy?
Ugh. I'm going blind just staring at this.
Going on. It's remarkable to me that a 74-year-old socialist can absolutely kick Hillary Clinton all around town. That's basically what's happening. He's winning over and over again in many constituencies, which shocks me, frankly, as a capitalist. It's a little bit scary. But at the end of the day...
Oh, God.
Oh, what an amazing sentence. Shit.
You know, like, I've talked about it. I'm a capitalist. I don't feel the need to announce it, though. Because I live in America. It should already be a given.
Yeah, well, that's like presuming that just because you support aspects of socialism that you must inherently be against capitalism. That's one of the reasons I so deeply loathe this younger generation that's willing to stand around and go, fucking capitalism.
Yep, absolutely.
Eat a dick.
They suck. Yeah, I mean, capitalism, I think capitalism is what really founded the success of America. Sometimes it goes a little out of hand. You manage it then, but for the most part, capitalism is fine. And gee, I can't believe they're still doing this. Bernie Sanders, you know, like him or don't like him, it doesn't matter. Several times, hundreds of times, I would bet, I am a democratic socialist, and then they say, "Oh, this socialist."
So he's
Like,
a communist, is what you're saying.
a communist. It's like we're in the Red Scare again. It's
We
really
are in
weird.
another Red Scare. It's kind of been brought back by people willing to say, like I said, that they're communists or Marxists. It's
Sure,
all
there-
come
there
back.
is that, but I mean, really, realistically, how many of those jaded culture motherfuckers are out there? I mean, come on. That's pretty loony.
Oh god, there's a lot of those fuckers out there. I actually just had a debate on the channel I do with Naked Ape about we did it with a communist, a guy that was arguing for it, and my microphone and system went nuts, so I actually couldn't participate. I just kind of was in the chat typing ideas to him. And this kid, holy crap, these people actually think that there's a transitional period wherein you put a totalitarian government in to redistribute finances and goods, and then eventually that government would yeah, that would just it would just take it. It would self-dismantle, and remove itself from power when it was necessary, and then we could live in a communo-anarchist system.
It's like when Sam Harris said, put in benevolent dictators. I'll straw man that again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, unfortunately, you've got a whole region of the world that doesn't seem to want anything but a benevolent dictator, so...
Sure.
You got a whole region of like 50,000 people plus fighting to live under a caliphate, which is a king, which is a dictator.
Not even of just that country, of several countries.
Yeah.
So they'd be even more marginalized by the system at that point. But no, to get back to that, I'll have to check out that debate. I think Naked Ape actually has a really sensible political stance for the most part.
We're actually jokingly having a lot of trouble finding where we don't agree. Even we talk about stuff that like I support social systems, and I'll explain it, and he'll be like, yeah, I guess it can't really even makes financial sense. Like, yeah, see, that's all you have to do is be willing to work with people, and that's what our entire political system's gone off the fucking rails about. We no longer are willing to work with each other.
Sure, but I think it's not. We could partially chalk it up to people not wanting to work with each other, but I think it's also because people have really gone their own ways. It might be that people are so far apart on the political spectrum that getting along is, maybe not an impossibility, but extremely more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we can get plans.
I think New York is going to determine what happens next, and it's really hard to say right now what the outcome is going to be. We've been surprised by polls, but my guess is that this is going to be a situation where Hillary tips the favor in terms of how many delegates she's going to get. But it's impossible to know for sure. There is no question, though, as it's a populist thing that Bernie talks about, guaranteeing everybody everything.
This really, this kind of intellect, I could be on the news. This is the kind of stuff that I speculate about with my friends, like just shooting the shit.
Yeah, we could all do this job if this is what it entails. Any one of us who are fucking around on the internet could do this job.
Like I was even saying this in a class earlier this week. Like we were talking about the Wyoming results, and they were talking about, Montana's coming up in a couple months. What do you think the results will be? And my prediction, I think Ted Cruz will take it for the Republicans, and Bernie will take it for the Democrats. I think it will be the same. That literally took no brain power. That was just me making a wild guess. I could be completely wrong, but apparently with that kind of knowledge, I could get on the news in quotes and just run my mouth like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I have no clue. I am a political layman. I think people get the sense that like I know stuff about politics. I don't know dick about politics. I'm saying it right now. Like I commentate on this from a very basic level.
Amazing.
I'm not a lobbyist. I don't read. I haven't read the law really, like especially extensively or anything extremely new. And I think that's how a lot of people are on the internet.
I think that's how a lot of people are. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. So is this really all it takes? You might as well just pull this guy in off the street.
Yeah, we've got another moment where this could just be any schmuck off the street.
Free. I mean, they tried that in the Soviet Union once. That certainly didn't work. And if you really want to get an idea of how it looks long term, just go visit Cuba sometime. It's absolutely miserable there. That just doesn't work. Or how about North Korea? Same idea. We don't want any of those models here.
Oh. Yeah, you guys want free stuff? Well, you're going to become Cuba in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, luckily those are the only two countries in the world that have any sort of socialist leanings. So.
And then you'll say, well, what about Sweden or Switzerland? Oh, those are actually, secretly those are shitholes.
Yeah, well, or you've got stuff like Norway. Norway's doing fairly well for a socialist country, but the problem is both sides want to just see their part. And you've got the capitalists all want to say, well, yeah, Norway's comfortable because it's got oil. And it's living off of its capitalist enterprises while the rest of the population's on a socialist program. Well, that's true, but that argues for both then. That doesn't argue against either. That argues for both.
We're not socialists. We just aren't. I reject the label. It's kind of like being labeled an evolutionist, I feel like.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I guess I am technically, but like, fuck it, no, I don't go around with it.
Pray
I'm a
into
socialist
Darwin.
and a capitalist. If they are not mutually exclusive, and anyone who acts like they are, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you're part of the problem if you act like they have to be mutually exclusive.
That's part of this problem of not seeing the other side and not being willing to, negotiate anything.
Jesus.
In America, that's a horrible outcome. My basic premise, though, is when you manipulate the market and you force Hillary to go to the left, she has to say things like, we're going to make the minimum wage 15. But you're absolutely right. If you do that in every state, technology will wipe out a lot of these jobs because the operators will be...
So
That
basically
sounds
what he's saying is that if we have to pay people more money, that's when the technocratic revolution starts.
It sounds like the Terminator or some shit. It sounds like this far-flung conspiracy theory. Like, I don't think it's going to happen that soon. Like, I think people have a lot of expectations for technology. I don't think we're there. I really don't.
Well, no, and let's all pity the day when fucking you no longer have 7 to 8 people working in a McDonald's, right? That's a doomed day, right? We all would prefer these shitty low-wage jobs just continue to proliferate and exist, right?
Yeah, even for the workers, I'm sure they love all being stuck behind the counter, bumping into people. Oops.
Yeah, because everyone wants their Mick job.
Your Mick job.
Forced to use it. Everybody that can be replaced by an iPad will be, because it's way cheaper. You're absolutely right. I hate to see this happen, but sometimes you have to swing far to the left and then swing back to the right and end up in the middle of somewhere.
Far to the right. This time. Well.
Yeah, he did get a little sing-songy there for no apparent reason.
Oh God. Yeah, people in the chat are saying this guy looks like me. True Sherm said he looked like him after a bomb.
And I keep managing to pause him on squinty eyes too. That's kind of his fault.
Man.
And she looks just completely retarded. Look at the face over here.
She's like bored throughout.
Yeah, she looks like she's utterly given up.
Oh. Yeah, I feel that way. Like, sometimes I've seen her. I saw her once she got invited onto Fox Business, and she's there with a bunch of crusty old men, and I can tell she just wants to kill herself deep inside.
Oh yeah, big time.
I can sense it, but at the same time, she's gotta make the bucks.
Ever works out when governments manipulate markets. Ever.
Oh, we're just gonna call that a mic drop moment. Okay.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Governments manipulating markets. When did that happen exactly? Do we have an example of that happening?
Well, they're talking about in hard line fucking like Soviet Unions and North Korea's got a completely engineered economy, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, no.
Of course it's not, but that's not the discussion. That's again, it's a ridiculous idea.
And the problem is, well, I mean, we already do that. Like, are there things that are illegal? Are there things that you can't sell on the free market that you have to sell on the black market? Well, yes. Okay. Well, then we are stifling capitalism. Then we are, and you can make arguments like, oh, I want to legalize drugs, but I mean, there are some things that legitimately shouldn't be sold if you want to live in a successful, community or society.
Yeah.
But whatever. What do I know?